Story time about how my baby daddy's mom found out that I had a baby by both of her sons, which means the brothers.
I don't even know where to begin with this story. All I gotta say is, ladies, please don't be like this female. And I'm calling her a female because this is not a woman. Sure, you can give her grace, but at the end of the day, this is just downright disgusting. It's perplexing to me because we can say, well, she didn't know any better, the way she was raised, her environment, nature versus nurture. You can say all these things, but at the end of the day, there's some things that you just don't do. But hey, morality is subjective at the end of the day, so it is what it is. Let's get into this story. But if you want to be a young, proper lady and you definitely want a man, or you want to get married, you want a big family, these are the type of things that you just don't do. And we have to learn from these examples. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. If you like the video, make sure to like it and also subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And if you got a video that's just so outrageous that you need me to see and analyze, send it to my IG. Let's get started for today.
Story time about how I had a baby with my baby daddy's brother. I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory and then we're gonna get right into the story. So boom, me and my baby daddy met whenever we was in high school. We went to high school together, and at some point we ended up talking, and then I stopped talking to him. A little while after that, like a few months later, maybe like 6 months later, he ended up trying to talk to me again, and then, that's how, we ended up, like, things transpired from there. So after high school, me and him ended up moving in together. I got pregnant, we ended up breaking up a little while after, and after that, he went to prison. 4 days after my daughter was born. So
the first thing I gotta say is simply, there's no saving these types of women or these types of people. Once they get invested into that type of lifestyle, there's nothing you can really say or do to help them. They have to want to be helped. They have to want to be out of the struggle. If you're messing around with a dude or a woman who's likely to go to prison, we're not talking jail, we're talking about prison, a year or more. They're convicted felons at that point. You're choosing the wrong people. I really don't know what to tell you at that point. If you get into a relationship with somebody and they go to prison, not only did you choose the wrong person, that should say something about yourself. You're not too good yourself, because the people that you decide to hang around and choose to be around you are not even good people. We all make mistakes, but if you out here catching felonies or your partner's catching felonies, you guys are already headed down the wrong path. And then once you mix it up with having a child, this is headed for disaster and a broken family. I don't know why people get into relationships thinking they're just gonna magically work out. Just like anything else, relationships have to be constantly managed and have to be constantly worked at. Because if you don't and just let shit happen, you end up in bad situations just like this. You have to be constantly working at these relationships and planning things to know what you really want. They definitely didn't plan for that baby. And I can assure you, that dude's behavior was already bad and he was headed to prison long before he ever got caught. She knew this, but she just went along with it anyway. Poor girl.
While he was in prison, I already knew his brother and everything was cool. Me and his brother was always cool, like a sister-in-law, brother-in-law relationship. So everything was all cool, and then, he went to prison, my baby daddy went to prison, and, we would, speak, me and the brother would speak about, my baby daddy being in prison, when he's coming home and things like that. Like, when my baby daddy would call me, he would ask me, to do a three-way so he could talk to his brother and everything like that, and, that's just that. So after a while, me and my baby daddy just, was not even on that no more. And the brother started to look good to me. I'm like, okay. So, the brother actually came on to me and I was like, all right, cool. Okay, cool. So we started talking. My baby daddy did not know at the time. He's still in prison at this time. So
I'm going to be stopping this video a lot because there's so much ridiculousness. The insanity about this reality is the fact that if I'm out here in these streets catching felonies, you're supposed to be the Bonnie to my Clyde. You're not even the loyal type. That's crazy. We're out here in the struggle, doing dirt, doing Lord knows what, and you're not even the loyal type. This is the worst of the worst type of female, but more specifically, this is the worst of the worst type of person, because they're not even going to be down for you when you're at the bottom. You get what you deserve, and that's why you need to keep good company around you. And like I said before, I don't want to keep hate bashing on these people, but at the end of the day, this Sweet Home Alabama type of shit is ingrained in their culture. That dude's brother didn't even have the common sense to say, you know what? This is my brother's girl. He got her pregnant. They got a whole situation going on. He didn't even say that. That didn't even cross his mind. He just said, woman, let me get some. Now, I know a lot of us watching this video might be a little more intelligent to do this type of behavior, but you never know. We might need a refresher. There might be somebody sitting in the back right now thinking, oh, damn, I didn't know you're not supposed to do that. So here we go.
Yeah, me and my brother-in-law, supposedly, we're starting to take things to the next level. We was, seeing each other every day. We was talking every day. At this point, we was in a relationship. So, one day, my baby daddy had called me, and he, I low-key forgot y'all was brothers.
Yeah, we're not dealing with the brightest bulb in the room. How do you forget they're brothers?
So, my baby daddy called me, and I'm in the car with his brother. So, he's like, hey, what up or whatever, you know, they start talking, and then my baby dad was like, what you doing? Like, what y'all got going on? And he's like, oh, no, I'm chilling with my girl. And he's like, my girl, bitch, is you cool? And he's like, oh, shit. We look at each other like, bitch, what the fuck? So after that, he knew, you know, and, like, he texted me a big old paragraph, and he, like, fucked up with me. He gonna come home and do this and do that and do that. And, well, you know, like, there's nothing I can do about it now. So, you know, we kind of just, like, after that, like, we kind of just agreed, like, we don't even need to be doing this. Like, that's fucked up, you know? So after that, like, 2-3 weeks later, y'all, I found out I was pregnant. So obviously it's by the brother. So now I got 2 brothers, both my baby daddies. So, like, what the fuck? So after that, yeah, we know how that goes. So that's how my baby daddy found out that I was messing with his brother, but he did not know yet about how I was pregnant by his brother. So after that, his brother, you know, like, we, at this point, like, I told his brother, like, yeah, I'm having a baby, you know, we pregnant, whatever, like, what we gonna do? So he's like, you know, like, this is what we gotta do. And I'm like, okay, cool. So me and my second baby daddy at this point, ain't even the brother. This is my second baby daddy at this point. So I'm like, me and my baby daddy, like, my second baby daddy, like, we cool. Like, all right, we talking about we can't do this relationship no more. Yes, we can. We having a baby at this point. We ain't, shit, what we gonna do? So, you know, I'm, like, low-key fucked up, like, damn, like, bitch, the brothers. So I'm like, I just gotta tell my first baby daddy. So one day my baby daddy had called me, and I'm like, look, he, like, trying to, hey, how you doing? Like, what's my daughter doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I just gotta let you know right now, like, I'm having a baby. And he's like, oh, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. And at this time we weren't together, so he really wasn't fucked up with me. But he's like, damn, he's like, that's crazy. Do you know what it is yet? And I'm like, yes, a boy. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, that's good. He's like, I'm happy for you, whatever. He's like, I didn't think you have a baby on me or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't have a baby on you. We're not together. And he's like, I mean, yeah, you're right, but, like, still. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, I got something else to tell you. He's like, oh, shit, what is it? And I'm like, his name is the dad. He's like, what? And I'm like, your brother is the dad. Like, and I low-key, bitch, I was shaking. I was scared. So he's like, bitch, what the fuck you mean? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like going off and cussing me out. And he's like, well, since he's the dad, bitch, I know he around somewhere. And I'm like, well, he finna pull up. He went to the store real quick to go get me something to eat. And he was like, oh, so y'all living together. Y'all playing house now. And I'm like, no, not technically, but, like, technically. And he was like, bitch, y'all all the way through, bitch. Y'all played out this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, that was never supposed to happen, you know, after you, like, found out me and him was fucking with each other. Like, we actually was like, we finna not fuck with each other no more. And then things just kind of transpired. And he was going to fuck off, y'all. So he only had, like, a month or 2 left until he was supposed to get out of prison, right? I think it was like a month and a half. So, boom, he ended up getting out, y'all. Why did he beat his brother the fuck up? Like, bloody nose. Like, he sent his brother to the hospital, y'all. He didn't do that to me. He don't put his hands on bitches, but he sent his brother to the hospital, y'all. So now me and my first baby daddy are back together, and everything's cool, you know. Like, I think he kind of fucked up, and I did have the baby, so I got 2 kids now. And, I mean, that's his uncle daddy now. Yeah. So that's tea of the day.
I had to let that part play out because it's just so ridiculous. Another thing that got me confused, I'm still caught on the fact that she forgot that they were brothers. I'm still stuck on that. You said that you guys were dating in high school, got a place together, and then had a kid. How do you forget all that just by his brother? So his brother was so handsome that, oh damn, I forgot that he even existed in that. This whole kid came from that man. Insane, insanity, low IQ, poverty, brokey, Sweet Home Alabama. I don't know what else to say. This is just low IQ, dumb behavior, Neanderthal behavior. Another thing that's very interesting and you have to look out for, especially when it comes to the dating game, is understand your partner's wants and needs. And I mean that from the perspective of understand who they want to become in life, as well as they need to understand who they want to become in life. This woman clearly had no sense of direction. It seems like she had no father, no mother, it seems like. No one instilled into her what should she be striving for in life, whether it is becoming a mother or something more than that. This girl doesn't even know who she is. She's so lost in the sauce that she's willing to have kids by brothers. And not even that she wanted to purposefully do that, but she still did anyway. I'm not trying to bag and shit on this girl, but it's kind of hard not to, because it seems like all of her problems stem directly from her intelligence level and what she should and shouldn't do. Nothing in her mind told her, you know what, I shouldn't have and sleep with my man's brother. But hey, it be like that sometimes. And that's why you got these heels have eyes looking people that are running around out here. And it would be a different situation if this was agreed upon. Like, okay, the 2 brothers, for some weird reason, they wanted to have kids with this one particular woman. And they all agreed upon that. But that never happened. So it simply comes down to no morals, no ethics, and just bad decisions because they don't know any better. You can say it's nature, you can say it's nurture, who knows, but it's just downright inappropriate regardless. And that's the point I'm having trouble with. What is her gauge of right and wrong? What does her life look like? The other decisions that she makes, whether it's working, going to school, whatever it is, I don't know, maybe she doesn't want to do any of that. How does she come to sense and come to terms with ethics and morality? Maybe she doesn't, but it's like, what kind of life does she want to live? Is it strictly based on the fact that she wants other men to take care of her or other people to take care of her? I don't know. I don't know how people live like this, because usually how you do some things is how you do others. And if she's making these type of decisions, I don't even want to know the type of things that are in this woman's closet. And what I mean by that is what type of weird things that she's into and does and says and acts like. This is just insanity. And the fact that she brings it to the internet as if nothing's wrong, it just perplexes me. Sometimes I can't even believe people live like this. People talk like this or act like this. Truly insane. Now, in this next video, people in the comments were just really getting after her. And so she made a response to all the discussions and things that people were saying. And not only that, she also discusses how these boys' mother came after her and tried to beat her up.
So after I told him, like, I'm pregnant by your brother and we're having a boy, he pretty much started spazzing on me, cussing me out, telling me he gonna do this, that, and third whenever he get home. And I told him I don't want no smoke, like, none at all. So after that, I guess he ended up calling his mama, and he told her what was going on. He's like, tell me why Nia's pregnant by my brother and they're having a little boy. And she's like speechless, like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, she thought he was joking at first, and he's like, no, like, I'm dead serious, like, call her and ask her. So this lady ended up hanging up the phone with him. She called me and she's like, tell me why Blase just called me and said that you're having a baby with Blase. She's like, is this true? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, and how far along are you? And I'm like, I tell her, and she's like, and you didn't think to tell nobody? And I'm like, I mean, this is not really nobody's business but ours. So, I told who needed to know. And so she's like, well, he got a sister for you. So, I mean, that's, whenever you drop this baby, that's that. And so I'm like, bitch, I got plenty of sisters. What up? The fuck? So she's like, okay, well, let me call his sister, and if that's what you want to do, we can do. I said, I don't want to do nothing. First of all, I'm pregnant. But if that's what y'all want to do, we can do that. So anyway, I ended up calling my sister up, and I'm like, hey, so-and-so mom trying to get his sister to fight me because, the situation. So she's like, oh, okay, we'll say no more. She's like, let me get ready, whatever. And she's like, and then I'll, pull up. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Man, these people are something else. This is actually draining to watch. So even the mother of these dudes, her first reaction is, okay, we need to scrap it out. We need to fight about this. No, they can't fight her because she's pregnant, but I'm gonna fight your sisters, and I'm gonna get my daughters to fight your sisters. Straight lunacy. I'm really curious to find out where this woman lives, because they must put something in the water over there.
Anyway, the mom ended up texting me. She said, meet us at Bones Hook. And I'm like, all right, cool. You ain't got to say no motherfucking more, bitch. I'm on the way. So I pull up to my sister. I go get two of my sisters, actually. Only one's supposed to come, but I go get two of my sisters. And we pull up there, and then the mama there, the sister there. That's it. And it's me and my two sisters. So they end up fighting. I ain't gonna hold you. My sister got her ass whooped the first round. Like, I'm talking about beat the fuck up. I'm like, oh, brother. So mind y'all, they fighting because I got pregnant by both the brothers. So I'm just like, my sister finna whoop my ass after this. So anyway, yeah, so they fought that one time, and then my sister was like, hold on, I need some motherfucking water. So my sister went to the car, got some water, whatever, and my sister-in-law is calling out my other sister, like, what up? My other sister, she's not a fighter, okay? She's like, I'm not fighting y'all, like, I'm just here to watch. I'm here for emotional support. So they was like, yeah, y'all ain't like that for real, blah, blah. And I'm like, we is not. We are not. Like, we is not like that. So anyway, my sister come back from the car, and little did I know, my sister had her hands wrapped, and I did not know what she had going on. So I'm looking at her like, what the fuck? So after that, come to find out, okay, so my sister gets a whooping this hoe. Like, I'm talking about, sorry, I didn't mean to call her a hoe. Like, we cool now. But she gets a whooping this hoe. Like, I'm talking about whooping the fuck out of her. Like, worse than she did her type shit. So we get back in the car. I'm like, what the fuck you had in your hands? Like, brass knuckles? Like, is you cool? And she's like, no. She's like, I spray mace on this cloth. And she's like, I ripped this hoe up and I put it on my hands. She's like, I wasn't finna go out like that. I said, yup, as you should. Ain't no rules of fighting. Clock it. So anyway, so they both got their round. After that, sister left a little bloody. My sister left a little bloody. And that's just that on that, right?
At this point, I'm convinced this is trolling. This got to be some type of rage bait. Now, I know this is true, and I know these type of behaviors and these type of people are out there in this world, but it's just so hard to believe that this woman is so willing to talk about it. And that's what I'm saying. Where does her sense of morality and ethics come from? Same thing with this other dude's family, because clearly nobody's on the right page. I'm not saying that you have to be super religious, but at the exact same time, you have to do for self, and you should want better for self. Neither, nobody in this situation wants better for self. It seems like they're stuck in a certain way that just makes them want degeneracy. It's so sad to watch. It's so sad to hear. Knowing damn well there's people out here finessing you, scamming you, millionaires, billionaires, cheating the government, living lavish, living large, and you're out here screwing some dude and his brother, and yet you guys are stuck in poverty. It's just sad, man.
So after that, I didn't speak to the family after that, like, for a little bit. So the mom ended up reaching back out to me, and she's like, when are you supposed to have this baby? And I'm, I tell her whatever. And she's like, okay, well, what do you need for this baby? So I tell her like the few things that I had left that I had to get the baby or whatever. And so she's like, okay, I'll get it for you, whatever. She ended up getting it and everything. I ended up having my son. Everything was all fine and dandy. Everything was cool. So after that, I ended up having my son, like I said. Everything was cool. And then the sister hit my phone. She's like, oh, bitch, you thought you was cool after that? She's like my mama said, when you drop that baby, it's up. And I'm like, I don't want no smoke, girl. I don't want no motherfucking smoke. Y'all, this girl must have pulled up to my motherfucking house. And so I'm low-key scared to come outside. I'm like, fuck, you know what Mo3 says? She's scared to come? Yeah, I'm scared to come outside. So I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to call people, nobody answering. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm gonna just have to come out here and take this ass whooping for fucking both her brothers. Like, bitch, that's me, not you. What the fuck? Why you mad? So anyway, I'm like, well, I come outside. I'm like, well, your niece and your nephew out there. Like, what we gonna do? And she's like, girl, they be all right. Why you get this ass whooping? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I come outside. I come outside with no shoes on. Bro, when I tell you I got to whooping this hoe, I was lost. Like, bitch, when did you learn to fight? What the fuck? I'm whooping this hoe, boom. She started whooping on me. I'm like, oh, okay, see, this is why. Getting your head all big, girl. You gotta chill out. So, boom, she whooped my ass. Like, I whooped her ass for a cool minute. This hoe whooped my ass up and down the motherfucking street. I said, oh my God, this is why you don't fuck brothers.
I just don't understand how you could come on the internet and tell all your business, your little baby daddy's business, their parents' business, and act like everything's gonna be cool. Like, this is insane. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but I gotta tell all the ladies watching this video, don't be this woman right here. And some of you may know better, but others, you may fall into this trap. You may meet some guy, find out the brother might be more attractive, and then you just lose yourself because you have no morals, no boundaries, no conscience. Where's her conscience at? Where's that little voice in her head telling her, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. Hey, maybe we should get our life on track. And if we're being honest, most people who are raised without any religious backing, usually they don't have a conscience. They don't have a sense of right and wrong. Now, they might be instilled with something similar to that from their parents, their grandparents, something like that. But this woman right here, she don't got none of that.
So yeah, after that, mind y'all, the dad is not really around. Like, not really. He's not around. So like, the dad is out of the picture. It's just the two sisters and the two brothers. I mean, the mom and the sister and then the two brothers. So yeah, that was really it. And then she said, all right, now we cool. She's like, I whooped your ass and now we cool. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be cool with you after you whoop my ass just because I fucked both your brothers? Like, bitch, what they got to do with you for real? Like, but I was like, whatever, because I don't want my ass whooped again. So after that, my baby daddy come home, whatever, and he's like, I don't agree with everything that happened. He's like, but we just gonna let all of that go, let the past be the past. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever floats your boat. So after that, he like tell me, because every time we go to like his family house or whatever, it's always some type of tension. So he tell me like, I just feel like, you and my family need to sit down and have a conversation, like you, my mom, and my sister. And I'm like, all right, cool, I ain't got no problem with doing it. I know they're not gonna come around, but it's all right. So I ended up reaching out to the mom and I'm like, hey, can you and Kiki, come and have lunch with me? I just want to discuss some things. So she's like, I mean, I really don't want to discuss, but we can do that. So we ended up going to have lunch. I bring my son, which is the second baby daddy child. I bring him or whatever, they playing with him, they talking to him. It's not the first time they met him, obviously, but yeah, and everything's cool, fine and dandy. Well, I ended up telling him, like, look, like, things happen how they happen, there's nothing I can do to take it back. There's no rewinding, we done all fought around this motherfucker. I done had a baby by both the brothers. Like, me and the baby daddy, my first baby daddy got back together. Like, what are we gonna do now? Like, we can't just always come around with tension. So the mom was like, the sister was like, nah, that's your fault. Like, nobody didn't tell you to go do that. Nobody didn't tell you to be fast. And I'm just like, it's not your problem that I'm faster than Mexican music, bitch. Like, that's my problem. But yeah, so she's not like really budging. And the mom's like, look, she tell Kiki, she's like, shut up. So she's like, look, at the end of the day, like you said, things happen how they happen. She said, we will work on our relationship with you. She said, I'm not saying it'll be better within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. She said, but we will work on our relationship with you. So I'm just like, all right, cool. After that, y'all, everything got good, dandy. And now we can go over there. We can all talk and laugh and everything's fine. And that's really it.
That is the end of the saga, and after that I need me a drink and I need to go take a shower because this is just downright dirty. This is incredible. I mean, holy, could you imagine living your life like this? So reckless, so degenerate. And I'm not even trying to judge the girl, but it's like, do you really want to live a life like this? There's some women out here that are more concerned about becoming a boss, bossing up, pursuing their education, getting a good job. They want to buy their own house. And then at the same time, you got women out here just like this woman who's screwing around with two brothers, lost in life, fighting the baby daddy's family, just pure chaos. There's nothing more to say. Anything else I would say, you guys already know. So we're just gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. If there's another ridiculous story just like this and you want me to analyze it and react to it, send it to my IG. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.